they're over. E3 conferences are over. E3 itself isn't over. There's still more to do, but the conferences are done. And now I'd like to give my summary on what I thought of the whole thing. So, games wise, I would say this has been generally the best E3 ever. Like, ever. I have never had so many games announced that I really, really want. Like, seriously, let me list off all the games that impressed me. Abzu, Assassin's Creed Unity, Bayonetta 2, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, The Crew, the new Criterion game, Destiny, Dragon Age Inquisition, Grim Fandango Remastered, Halo 5, Halo Master Chief Collection, Hyrule Warriors, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, Little Big Planet 3, MGS 5, Metal Gear Solid 5, Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, Mirror's Edge 2, Mortal Kombat 10, No Man's Sky, The Order 1886, Phantom Dust, Pokemon Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. Project Spark, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Star Fox, whatever, Star Wars Battlefront, Sunset Overdrive, Super Smash Bros., Uncharted 4, Valiant Hearts, The Great War, The Witcher, Witcher 3, and The Legend of Zelda Wii U, whatever it is, and the Yoshi Yarn game. Holy crap. So many good games. So many good games. But the conferences themselves weren't really the best. And what I was hoping for more than anything didn't show up at E3. But a lot of things happened, and this E3 actually made me kind of happy because of the way it turned out. There's, again, the one thing I was hoping for didn't show up, but I'll get to that in a minute. Microsoft impressed the hell out of me. So much. I have always been so anti-Microsoft because I've never felt there's been a reason to buy one. I've always hated their exclusive library. It's always been garbage to me. I mean, all it has is Halo, Gears of War, and Fable, and that's it. I've never had a reason to get one. I've gotten the original Xbox, but 360, no. There was no way I was buying it, and I still don't want it because it just didn't have any games that were exclusive to it that I wanted. Every game that was good, I can get on my PS3. So, no desire. I've always disliked Xbox for that. I've been biased against it because it's just never held my interest. It seemed like such a useless console to me. And they killed it this year. They actually made me want an Xbox One. They did their job. They showed off the Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 5. That was cool. Sunset Overdrive is awesome. That one made me so freaking excited. Phantom Dust was cool too, bringing that up. They also had, and other games I didn't mention. They also had, Ori and the Hidden Forest, and then or the Blind Forest, sorry, that one. That looked so good. I wanted that so bad. And, and then the one that's a sequel to Limbo, Inside or whatever. So good. Those ones were awesome. And they showed off Dragon Age Inquisition, although that's not an exclusive. And they even impressed me with Call of Duty. That has not happened since 2004. 10 years since I've actually wanted a Call of Duty game. And they did it. Advanced Warfare, although it still doesn't look amazing, it's got my interest, which hasn't happened because Call of Duty to me is literally Madden. It's just reskinned every year. It's stupid. This one actually had mechanics that look good, and it looks like it might be story-driven. So I'm actually interested in this. But how did the conference do overall? Overall, as far games-wise, I give it a 9 out of 10. For games, it did great. Presentation-wise, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was alright presentation-wise. Wasn't really the best. Wasn't the most enthusiastic thing. And they did their job. Overall, conference, 8 out of 10. For me. They did good. Then there was EA. EA started with Star Wars Battlefront. I've been wanting that so bad for so long. Awesome. Didn't show any gameplay. Just showed that they're using elements from the actual movies. That was it. That's alright, I guess. Then they showed tons of sports and Battlefield Hardline, and that was all bullcrap for me. Battlefield Hardline looks stupid. I've always thought Battlefield was superior to Call of Duty, but this show actually, I think it's flipped. Sadly, Battlefield Hardline looks stupid. There were a lot of elements in it. It was mostly a joke, actually. You got the loot. That's like the whole thing. That's all Battlefield Hardline was. You got the loot. And parachuting it, pulling your parachute cord at 2 feet above the ground, okay. And after destroying an entire city, don't worry, you're only under arrest. Battlefield Hardline was dumb. I didn't care for the sports stuff either. Although I did laugh when the battleship appeared out of nowhere in the PGA or the golfing one or whatever. And then they showed Mirror's Edge 2, which again another one I've been anticipated for, and they hardly showed anything. They showed like an alpha. They showed like the alpha or beta build. Um, that was it. Didn't really show much. It was just the alpha actually. It wasn't much. I didn't care for it. That yeah, they didn't show enough for me to get excited about that, and that was it. They showed stuff. They showed the stuff I wanted to see from them, so that's good. Oh no, that's right. And they also showed their BioWare stuff. Um, they showed EA and they showed Ubisoft. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I had to cut away for something. Puts 3DS there. Sorry. Anyways, it was a good excuse, I swear. um, so, anyways, on top of that, they did show Dragon Age Inquisition. That's cool. I am excited for Dragon Age Inquisition, mostly because Dragon Age Origins is so outdated I haven't been able to get into it, and Dragon Age 2 sucks. So Inquisition has me excited. And they talked about Mass Effect, but Mass Effect's never really held my interest. I've never cared for that either anyway, so it's like I don't know. That's not really my thing. I don't care for my Mass Effect, but they talked about it. They talked about cool things. They talked about what I wanted them to talk about, but not in the detail I was hoping. So EA got like a 5 out of 10 from me. They weren't really the best. Then there was Ubisoft, and games-wise, Ubisoft sucked. They showed Far Cry 4, didn't care for it. They showed The Crew, I do care for that one. They showed a lot of Assassin's Creed Unity. That actually looks really cool because of the 4-player co-op thing. I am excited for that. But that was it. Oh, they did show Rainbow Six at the end too, but that was like every other shooter ever. I mean, there were some cool elements to the trailer, but it wasn't really the most exciting thing. But what they did do is they presented it all well. They were very excited, very happy, and it was enjoyable to watch. I got a huge kick out of it. So Ubisoft got because their games lacked, I'd still give Ubisoft a 5 out of 10. I'd say they're about comparable to EA in terms of a quality conference. Then was Sony. Sony's my thing. That's always been my thing. Coming into this, I was hoping for 4 things. I wanted Last of Us talk. I didn't even care if it was remaster. I wanted Last of Us talk. I wanted Uncharted 4. I wanted a Little Big Planet sequel, and I wanted The Last Guardian. Last of Us was talked about briefly. It happened. Uncharted 4 was right at the very end. It happened. Little Big Planet 3. Nobody expected it, but it happened. Last Guardian. No show. That was actually my biggest thing. That was my biggest thing for all of E3 was Last Guardian, and it didn't show up. I was actually very bummed about that, but other than that, Sony did awesome. They showed off a lot of cool stuff. Their Metal Gear Solid 5 trailer was cool. The Mortal Kombat 10 trailer was gruesome as shit and awesome. Abzu, that one surprised me, by the way. Holy crap, didn't expect that one coming out. Abzu, creator of Journey, which is one of my all-time favorite games, and composer Austin Wintory, who's composed one of my all-time favorite soundtracks, being Journey, coming together to make this. I mean, it might just be Underwater Journey, but it's the same kind of thing. Abzu. I was like, holy crap, yes, for that. And then they talked about Grim Fandango a little bit. They brought Tim Schafer, and that was awesome too. I was like, holy crap, Tim Schafer, yes. And he's a god among men. He's such an amazing developer. And they didn't talk about anything Square Enix, but they already said before they weren't going to talk about anything Square Enix, so I didn't expect that. Their Far Cry 4 trailer was actually hilariously amusing, even though I still don't care for the game. They talked about the Order 1886. I did not want that game before the conference. Order 1886 is developed by Ready at Dawn. I have a shaky history with Ready at Dawn because I hate their handheld games, and they almost botched the port of my favorite game of all time. So I don't really care for Ready at Dawn, but then I saw the trailer for Order 1886, and I was like, okay, this is cool. This is really cool. And yeah, Sony showed some cool stuff. They did a lot of numbers talk though. Wasn't excited about that. They showed off PlayStation TV. That was cool. Um, and at the very end, they showed off. I guess GTA 5 is going to be on PS4. I don't really care for that. They showed off Last of Us remastered, and then they finished with Uncharted 4. And they also showed. Oh, that's right. They showed Destiny at the beginning too. I'm excited for that. Um, and they also teased Last Guardian a lot, and that pissed me off. You could tell there was a couple moments in the conference where they actually teased the game, and I wasn't happy about it. Um, and there was lots of technical issues in the Sony conference, so that kind of bumps them down a little bit. And because they lacked the thing I wanted most, I would give Sony comparable to Microsoft an 8 out of 10. Now, before I move on to Nintendo, there were a couple other things I just missed that I want to talk about. Ubisoft also had Valiant Hearts: The Great War. Now, that one actually looks like a very interesting game, and no, not just for the cheesiness factor that the trailer showed. I just thought it looked really cool. There's an actual World War One based game that doesn't happen ever, so that's really cool. Um, there was the new Criterion game that EA discussed. Part of the Burnout series. Love that. I love Burnout games. So I mean, it's not part of the Burnout series, but they're the ones who developed the Burnout series. So they're making a new game, and it looks very MX versus ATV-ish kind of thing. So that's really cool. Rise of the Tomb Raider got announced. So the sequel for that. Be expecting a blind LP of that when that comes out. Project Spark. That was really cool for Microsoft. Um, and they even threw in a Conker's nod in there, even though it was actually more of a kick in the face than an actual nod. It was actually more of a dick move because they were like, oh, by the way, we're not actually making a game for him. He's just in this game that you can buy, which wasn't as great. But yeah, that's all the stuff. They didn't show Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor in anything, which was weird to me because I thought that was a really highly anticipated game and they showed nothing for it. It is at E3 though, and they are talking about it, but they didn't show anything in the conferences, which was strange. Um, but yeah, that's all that. Now on to Nintendo. I just saw Nintendo's tonight. After work, I had to avoid spoilers and everything. I went and saw it. Wow. Wow. They started off with Smash Bros, okay? As much as I'm excited for Smash Bros, I am so freaking sick and tired of the overhyping of Smash Bros. So tired of it. Don't care when they show all this news. I am just like stay away because the Nintendo fanboys go so crazy it just annoys the crap out of me. But I still want the game. And they showed the Mii fighters. That was a really cool idea. You can actually make your own Mii fighters and you can give them custom movesets. That was cool. I was like, yes, this is actually an awesome idea. It was awesome. Then they showed some other things that I actually did not care about at all, as far as extra game modes and stuff like that. And this, what is it? Something like something with like figurines on the gamepad, Skylanders kind of thing. Didn't care about at all about that, and they tried to emphasize that a little bit. No, not. I think it was a Boomy or something like that. Didn't care. Um, and then they went on to oh crap, what was it? Yoshi, Yoshi's Yarn, the Yoshi Yarn one, which is like Yoshi's Woolly Adventure or something like that. That looked cute as heck. That was basically Yoshi's Island meets Kirby's Epic Yarn meets Yoshi's. It's like Yoshi's, yeah, all both Yoshi games meets Kirby's Epic Yarn. Like it was cute, and it's a game I want. It looked awesome. Yes, yes, I wanted that one. Then they showed Super Toad Galaxy. What? The new Toad game. Oh my gosh! It was like Toad's Treasure something. I don't care. It's awesome. It's a new 3D platformer and it's Toad and I want it. That was probably my one of my top favorite reveals of E3 was that. I was like, "Yes." And then came Legend of Zelda Wii U. It's open world and it's going to be sweet. The graphics looked amazing and the little bit of that little cinematic they showed was so cool. Holy crap, I'm excited. Holy crap. And then they did Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire release date and gameplay. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know it's just a remake, but Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald are my favorite Pokemon games, so that's very important to me. Oh, so excited. They showed some awesome stuff with that. Even though it wasn't, I mean, it was exactly what I expected. The graphics looked, I didn't expect anything, nothing as far as the graphics went blew me away. It looked X and Y, but Ruby Sapphire, that was what I expected. I was just really excited for the release date, November 21st. Hyrule Warriors, which is Dynasty Warriors meets Legend of Zelda. It looks good, but I'm just excited to see Midna. I'm like, yes, Midna. She's gonna be my main. I love that. And then they talked about Bayonetta 2, which is freaking awesome. So excited for Bayonetta 2, and it comes with Bayonetta 1, a Wii U edition, which is good because I own the PS3 edition, which is a little bit glitchy and buggy and has lag and stuff like that. So refined, it'll be awesome on the Wii U. And then they also talked about frick. They talked about Splatoon or whatever. Didn't care for that. That looked. I mean, I like the gameplay idea. I like that it's innovative, but it's not really my thing. First of all, and second of all, I hate territorial shooting games. Hate those. So that's not really my thing, but it's a good idea. And then they went on to talk about frick. They did more Smash Bros stuff, a little bit more of that. They showed Palutena. Don't care. I don't like Kid Icarus. I'm sorry, I don't. Didn't care for that. But then they teased Star Fox. They freaking teased Star Fox. My favorite IP Nintendo has. Oh my god. So excited for that. Oh, they also. Oh, that's right. In there somewhere they showed Kirby. Kirby looks great, although it does look like Campus Curse. It's just now Rainbow Curse, so it's a little bit different. It's just rolling the ball, but still. God. Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. Nintendo dropped the bomb this E3. And then there's more they talked about afterwards. They confirmed the Star Fox thing afterwards. They're showing us other trailers for other stuff, Persona Q and all sorts of other games. Nintendo killed it this year, but they had to because if they didn't, they're screwed. But they did, and they did well. I think Nintendo wins. Their conference gets a 9 out of 10 from me. 9 out of 10. They did awesome. Nintendo wins E3. But the reason I loved this E3 so much, even though it was missing the thing I wanted most, what it did is it gave me more respect for Microsoft. I actually lost a little bit of respect for Sony, but at the same time they still, did as well as I expected them to. And Nintendo continued to show how awesome they are. All in all, I lost bias. I no longer have console bias anymore. This generation, this E3 has given me a reason to want all consoles and just care about the games. Haven't ever had that gamer spirit before, and now I have it, and I'm glad. I'm glad they gave me a reason to want it all. I'm very impressed with you, Microsoft. Sony, you're as good as ever. Nintendo, you're as good as ever. Seriously, they did awesome. It was a great E3. EA and Ubisoft were, but whatever. It's kind of expected. It was a good, good, good E3, and I am so excited for all these games to come out. Oh my god, it's gonna be freaking amazing. Anyways, that's the summary. Now I will post I only got reaction videos for Sony and Nintendo, unfortunately, so you'll be getting those throughout the following weeks. But um, but you will get also small summaries of the Ubisoft and EA that followed right after they went, as well as Microsoft. So I'll be posting those as well, and you'll be able to get those throughout the week. But this summary video is what's first. Anyways, guys, that was an awesome E3. I loved it, and I'm so excited to hear what the rest is. All I ask is that we get Last Guardian this year somewhere. Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, please. 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 You have no idea.